Welcome to the Inspiration Station hosted by Joshua Lenox, the place to fill up your tank if you're in need of encouragement and motivation.
Well. Hey, everybody. Y'all already know we are here at the Inspiration Station. It's Friday where we do what? We upsize in 2025. It is Friday, y'all. Thank God it's Friday. Y'all remember this song? Oh, you don't? Okay. Maybe some of y'all do. I do. Anyway, it is y'all June the 13th. Can you believe it? Y'all already know what I'm going to say. Time is just moving quickly, but at the same time, I believe a lot of things in our lives are moving quickly. Our goals are moving quickly. Some of the things we've been striving for, the things we've been wanting to achieve, the things we've been wanting to see in our lives for our benefit are happening quickly. So let's make sure that we're maximizing as much time as we can each and every day, y'all. Let's stay productively busy. I love to say that productively busy means I may be my time is invested and it's not wasted, and it's something that is keeping me on my toes, keeping me in a place, in a perspective of always moving forward, but also seizing every moment. So as you all are coming in, I just want to give so much love to you all out there on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also to the wonderful listeners on Spotify, Audible, Amazon, and on Apple. So, and I just feel like I keep wanting to say something else. I don't know what that is, but we're going to see. You never know what's around the corner for over here at the Inspiration Station. And just like you don't ever know what's around the corner for you, it's always something more you should want to say, more that you want to do, more that you want to become. And sometimes it just doesn't come out right away, but you're like, oh, it's a tugging and something else. I feel something else coming with that. So, y'all, I'm already starting today. I'm trying to I'm just an introduction. I'm just saying hello. But anyways, you all are coming in. Just let me know how your day has been thus far, how your week has been. It's just I know no matter what challenges you've been through, you have overcome them. And even if you're still feeling some challenges, you're still overcoming them because even every small step in that challenge, you're taking steps to overcome it, even if it's not all the way out of your hair yet, or if you don't have hair like me, off of your shoulders, off your back, whatever you want to say. But also knowing that you are definitely more than a conqueror, and there's nothing that you can't also get over or get through. So as we're getting ready to get started, y'all, I'm going to be really quick. Tonight, not going to hold you too long, unless y'all want me to keep you in here for like 6 hours. I know y'all don't. I know y'all never get tired of me, and y'all want to be with me all the time. Y'all can't wait till Fridays. But also, let me say thank you to each and every one of you who are actively sharing the Inspiration Station. I see y'all out there. It's picking up a lot. It seems to go get a lot of we get a lot of viewers on Facebook. I see out of everything, but let's get those numbers up and do some sharing. Again, we got a whole lot of things that are going to be coming in. They're going to be so exciting. And again, we're just getting started, but at the same time, just getting started doesn't mean that you don't go higher, faster in certain things. And again, because we want to reach out to as many people as we can. Everybody wants to be motivated, encouraged, and inspired. I know I do. And also knowing that our lives are definitely beacons of light to other people as well as to ourselves. So as we're gonna just go ahead and jump in just a minute. But again, if this is your first time, I want to say hello and welcome. And don't you let this be your last time. You are here. You are family. And also, I want to say, to all of you that continue to support the Inspiration Station. And thank you for the messages I've been getting about how things are blessing you and how the people's lives who've been, y'all like these interviews I see, and again, we're going to keep those going. Unfortunately, you're just going to deal with me tonight. Womp womp. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Cry me a river. But no, that's just better than anything, right? Because you're going to be with me. But I hope you all are continuing to be enriched by those interviews. More and more are coming. The lineup is going to be bananas. So I'm really excited about that and just thankful for people who are wanting to devote their time with me and with us to talk about their lives and things of that nature. So don't be shocked if you see some really familiar faces on here soon. So just really just thankful to God and what He's doing. Because y'all, just like with anything, and I'll be honest with this is not something I planned, but it's something that was impressed upon me. I prayed about it, and I want them people. I will jump off the cliff. I'm feeling like God will either catch me or before I fall, or either I'm gonna fly. And I hope that you feel the same way. You never know unless you try. You never know unless you try. Don't even think about thinking you're gonna fail because you can't fail. What do we always say on here? The only L's you take are lessons. So either that lesson is gonna teach you on how to do something better or go in a different direction, but it's never wasted. It was a part of the journey. It was a part of your process. So Let's jump in, y'all. What is the inspiration station? What in the world is that? For all of y'all who know, go ahead and type it in. You know what the inspiration station is. But for you all who do not know, the inspiration station is literally a nickname I was given in 2012. A person told me that they felt like I was like a radio station, that I was sending out frequencies that people needed to hear because I always send out encouragement all the time, y'all, all the time, every day, all day, sometimes. But I just want to say also with that, it does not just mean that it is about me or my life. It's about you. You are an inspiration. You're an inspiration to not only others around you or people who you've never even met, but also you're an inspiration to yourself. You look back over your life, I'm guaranteeing you that there's several things in your life to where you can gravitate to or reach back to and say, hey, if I was able to, there were some things I did and some things that I've conquered, some things that I've achieved, some obstacles I had to go over and jump over. And look at where I am today. And I wouldn't be who I am today without it. So you have an inspiration within you to give to others as well as yourself. Also, this is a place where we learn how to be open, honest, and vulnerable, not just with others, but also with ourselves, because we don't want to miss out on the greatest relationship, and that's with ourselves. We want to be honest. Sometimes it's hard to be honest with yourself or be open with yourself or vulnerable, and sometimes because of that, it makes it difficult to do that with other people. Also, again, as I mentioned, we'll have people on here. Frequently that you may recognize and people you may not recognize, but everyone is to me is a like I was told recently, everybody is a superstar to me. No matter who you are, where you come from, what you do, you are a major superstar to me. And I believe that that's something that's been put in me since I was a child because I always saw everybody big, everybody major. I didn't care where you come from or what you did. I didn't care if you were on national television or if you were on the street corner. I didn't care. You were a superstar to me. And I still feel the same way very much so today. So the people who will be interviewed, like I said, you might recognize a lot of them from afar, recognize some of them that you might be a fan of, or somebody you've been following for years, or people that you've meeting for the first time. So either way, I'm looking forward to continuing to bring people on here for you all to be able to dive into their lives and then see yourselves in their lives. And some people you'll see that you admire from afar, you'll realize beyond the limelight and spotlight, you're very much alike. You're more similar than you think. So without further ado, let's jump on in tonight. A wonderful subject I want to just jump in. And again, we're not going to be on here long tonight. And I mean that, y'all, for real. I know sometimes people say that and then they'll talk for like 5 hours or something like that. But seriously, we won't be on here too long tonight. But I'm excited about this topic because it's something that I know I can relate to. And I know it's something that many of you can relate to. We're open and honest in here. So don't y'all get to, oh, no, I don't deal with that. Tonight, what we're going to talk about is what is perfectionism? I heard some of y'all, and I could feel some of y'all that your heart just dropped. You like, you get out of my business, Joshua Lennox. Did nobody ask you to bring on that subject? But what is perfectionism? Y'all, by definition, perfectionism is the belief that everything must be perfect all the time. I said perfectionism. A perfectionist often can it's possible for them to set impossible goals that might not be attainable, and they feel crushed when they're not achieved. But alternatively, there's some people who strive to do their best. They set challenges, but they set achievable goals, which are people who strive for excellence. So, and again, I kind of got tongue tied because when we think about perfectionism, it doesn't mean that there are perfectionists who set goals that they achieve, but they may be just unrealistic sometimes. But they might burn themselves out to get it there, or they do anything and everything to get it, and they want things to be perfect. One quick example before I dive into what the difference is between perfectionism and striving for excellence is. I remember a quick story when I remember hearing Michael Jackson. Y'all know I love Michael Jackson, and I remember he was being interviewed. I had to be probably about 9 years old. And I remember they were interviewing him. Y'all know he didn't do a lot of interviews back then. And he said, I'm a perfectionist. I'm never. It's always got to be right. And I was like, ooh, I got to be a perfectionist too. Michael Jackson, a perfectionist. I'm gonna be a perfectionist too. Then I remember getting older, and I remember I was working, volunteering at the Nashville Urban League, and I used to actually work with people who were interviewing for jobs. They were adults. But y'all, I was an adult as a child. Let me tell you something. Working with people who were getting their GEDs, who were preparing for college during the summer. And I was about 12, 13, and I would be working with these adults on these things actively through the summer. And like I said, y'all, I was an adult. I was an adult in a child's body. So I was, parenting them almost in a way too, and teaching them and educating them. And they listened to me. But I remember reading one of the things to one of the classes, and I remember it saying, if you go to on a job interview, don't let them don't if they ask you what are your strengths, don't say you're a perfectionist. And I was like, what? Like, because Michael Jackson is a perfectionist. He's the greatest entertainer ever to ever touch the planet. So no, you want to be a perfectionist. We're going to find out in just a second why that may be detrimental for you. It can be detrimental to you if you are striving for perfection, to be perfection all the time, where you want things to be perfect versus striving for excellence. Most times, too, if you're striving, you're wanting to be a perfectionist in things, you're never satisfied. Even with your greatest work, you're never satisfied. And sometimes there are some things we always can improve on, and we want to be better. We want to be our better selves, our best selves. But there's some moments where it's like when you know you've given it your all and you've done all that you can to put your all and your effort into something, that's striving for excellence. And even in sometimes in your eyes, that could be perfection, even if everything didn't go perfect, but it went great. So really quick, y'all, perfectionism. What are some components of perfectionism? According to some good old research and resources, perfectionism is usually a person who struggles with that, believes that everything must be perfect all the time. We just understood that just a second ago, where everything needs to be right. I mean, my shoes, my outfit, my the way I walk, the way I wear my hair, how I talk to people, the way I cook, the way I do my job, the way I sing, the way I act, the way I dance, the way I conduct business. Because again, but it needs to be right. Nothing need no. There's no room for error ever. It needs to be perfect. So that means all the time. So you can't miss the mark at all. Also, this person can spend excessive time on trivial problems. There'll be problems or diverse issues that a person is dealing with, and they may spend so much time on each and every one of those things that they never probably really, you don't always get to the outcome immediately, because you're spending too much time versus prioritizing and organizing and structuring things, and even organizing things from maybe least urgent, greatest urgent to the greatest urgency to least urgent. In that case, also this person may set impossible standards for success, and I don't know about the impossible, but I'll say maybe unrealistic standards for success, and feels upset when they are not met. So you might set these high standards for yourself, and when you do not achieve them, it's like you're upset with yourself, you're disappointed, you're discouraged, and you may even want to give up easily because things did not turn out exactly how you set them, versus setting something that may be more realistic for you. Also, this person may be motivated by a fear of failure, criticism, or rejection. So it's like, I can't fail. So since I can't fail, it has to be right. So I don't want to hear anybody speaking down about what I'm doing. I don't want to hear any criticism. I don't want any people speaking negative about me, which again, people are going to have something to say about you, whether you do something impeccable or not. People are going to have something to say, or rejection, thinking that people are going to, again, just as the word says, they're gonna reject you. They're gonna dislike you. They're not gonna like your product or like what you have to produce, not like your personality if it isn't a certain way. Again, this last little point of this is that this person could also see themselves in extremes. Either they're perfect or they're a failure. There's no in between. There's no in between. So either I'm perfect, where everything is just, I mean, flawless. I don't know how many people out there who are flawless, but I know I'm not one. Well, maybe I am, but no, I'm not. Y'all hear that lightning strike? But anyway, I'm not flawless. You're not flawless. We all have flaws. We all have insecurities. We all have weaknesses and things of that nature. So you're never going to be perfect. But this person can view themselves as that either I'm perfect or I'm an absolute failure. Now, when we look on the other side of things, now, y'all, we talk about striving for excellence. What is striving for excellence? It could be where a person, there's some components that I'm going to mention that this person might understand that some situations do call for perfection, such as if somebody's going to be doing surgery on you. I need them to be the perfectionist of the perfectionist with their perfection. If you're operating on my body, can I get an amen, somebody? So that might call for that. I need you to be, because it's one small nick or one small miss, your life might be lost or something, or something might be irreparable, will not be repairable. So other than that, think about this, but other situations that might, like choosing an outfit, y'all, that doesn't have to be perfection. That doesn't have to be perfect. Even though for some of y'all, they're like, I need to be from my head down to my shoes. I need to be on point. But choosing an outfit doesn't mean I have to step out and it has to be absolutely perfect. I just want to look good. I'm striving for excellence. So, I mean, I want to look my best. That's striving for excellence, not meaning where everything got to be just on point all the time. Also, this person who's striving for excellence may focus their time on most important problems. Going back to what we were saying with perfectionism, so many trivial problems, and you spending just too much time on trying to solve it and do the most perfect thing or solve it the most perfect way. When again, we could organize this and prioritize this from greatest urgency to least urgency. So again, focusing time on the most important problems, things that I might need my attention more so now than later. This person also sets standards that are challenging but achievable, and they feel content when they are met. So again, this is a person who is not setting unrealistic expectations of themselves. They might have high standards, but there are things that they know that they can go after and achieve, and also they're content when they meet them. There's no beating themselves up or thinking that, okay, well, I should have done this better. This shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff. It's like, no, I set these standards for myself. I've achieved them. They may have been challenging, but I'm actually feeling really good about how I met them. Also, this person is motivated by the potential for success and happiness. So this person is not sitting and standing and always feeling like I have to succeed. And again, what does success look like to you? Does success mean that I do everything perfectly right, or is success meaning that I did everything within my power to get to where I am? And again, I made some bumps, I had little bruises, I made some mistakes, but I still got here. So this person is motivated by the potential, so they know that they can succeed and be happy with it, but they're not beating themselves up or criticizing themselves to do so. And again, let me go back to, I know that perfectionism, I said that that person is motivated by a fear of failure or criticism or rejection, but sometimes also that criticism is that they're motivated by themselves. They're self-sabotaging sometimes, beating themselves up to make sure that things are perfect. They're also not wanting to be rejected, of course, from others, but also rejecting themselves in order to meet their goals. So I just want to go back to that. But again, last thing for striving for excellence is that that person will see themselves as balanced with their perspective and perception of themselves. So they see themselves having strengths and weaknesses, which we all do. You have several strengths that you possess, and there are also some weaknesses that you have. But that's a balanced person versus seeing yourself as perfect or a failure, either or. So you're a balanced person. I know all of y'all say I'm a balanced person, and I recognize that I have strengths and weaknesses. So that means that you are a person who strives for excellence. And I'll give you a quick example. Somebody is in college. When I say college, I almost cringe because I remember those 3 degrees, and they were no joke, especially the last two. But a person who is a perfectionist or who struggles with perfectionism, maybe a person that says when they graduate, if they didn't make all A's or whatever for in every class, then it's almost null and void. Like, I really don't care. I didn't deserve this degree. Versus somebody who is striving for excellence, they made A's, B's, and maybe a couple of C's, but they gave it their absolute all. They did all that they could. Even if those classes were C's, those were classes that may have presented great difficulty, but they gave it their greatest effort. And they knew when they graduated, they were proud and they were content with their result because they knew they gave everything that they had, and they were striving for excellence. So striving for excellence also, let me be clear too. Sometimes they can look. I hear sometimes when people say you doing too much. You trying to, and I remember hearing people tell me that all the time, oh, you do extra stuff. Like you a perfectionist. You like when I be on jobs or doing stuff on projects or things that I was doing in any way, even in leadership, you just do too much. Who you trying to, you a people pleaser. Now, y'all, I did struggle with people pleasing before, but at the same time, I wasn't people pleasing. I just felt like, especially when I was working for someone else or doing something for someone else, I wanted to give it my best effort. Like I didn't want to do anything halfway. It wasn't that I was a perfectionist and I wanted to be perfect, but I wanted to be as great as possible. And also, when I do things for myself, I wanted things to be great as possible, that within my power. Not being just giving any old thing. And I think just like the word says, we do things unto as we're doing it unto the Lord. So I mean, you want to do it with excellence. You want to give it your absolute best. Does that mean that you might have some mistakes or there's some room for improvement or to be better or greater? Absolutely, but give it your all where you are right now. And know that as you continue to progress in whatever you're doing and whatever that is, you're gonna be even better than when you were before. And sometimes, I want to say the challenges of perfectionism that can rise up for a person is they have difficulty in making decisions. They may second guess or even regret their decisions. And again, going back to Michael saying, I'm a perfectionist, and that you're never satisfied. So again, it's hard to make decisions. You second guess everything. You might regret certain things. Also, you might be avoiding a risks and a new experiences out of fear of failure. It's like, oh, this is new. I don't know if I'm gonna, I want to make sure that if this is something, how do I know that I'm gonna be successful in this? Well, how do you know if you're not gonna be successful in it? So a person may not want risk because then they take that as if I fail again, then I'm a failure. All of us fail, right? All of us fail. Raise your hand. I know I have. I'll raise my hands, my feet, my everything else. We all fail, but that's just what it is. We fail, but that does not make us a failure. Do we have failures? Sure, but we're not a failure. Also, this person may have difficulty. Another challenge is difficulty with commitment, such as relationships or choosing a career. Oh, I got to have the perfect spouse. I got to have the perfect mate, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect girlfriend. I mean, because, I got to make sure that, because again, it's still this whole perception thing about how I'm perceived. This has to be a person who fits me perfectly, because if not, things won't work. And, this is going to fail. Everything is driven again by fear of failure, criticism, and rejection. Might not want to go to a certain career because like, what if that's not right? What if I go the wrong way? What if this sets me back? It's always this thing of how, or I need to be right all the time. Only person I know to be right all the time is Jesus Christ Himself and my Lord and Savior. He's always right. We're not always going to be right. You can have great judgment of things, you have wisdom, but how do you know? You don't know all of these things. You don't know everything. And you won't know unless you try. Sometimes we do learn by our mistakes. We learn, again, what do we say? Only else we take our lessons so we don't lose anything. But also, we gain wisdom in things to know how to navigate and move the next time. But you're never going, if you're looking for the perfect person to be in a relationship with, you might as well hang it up. Because you got Jesus already, but you can't be in relationship of an intimate relationship with him on earth like that. So, also choosing a career, how do you really know what's the perfect career for you other than maybe thinking about, again, we talk about striving for excellence, thinking about what calls out to me, what's my interests or things of that nature. And even if you go out for that, it might turn out to be something that's not going to work for you, but you can pivot and try something else. So it doesn't need to be perfect, because then that might also stifle you and keep you from actually progressing and going for the things that you really desire, because it's not perfect. Last thing is that, a self-esteem is dependent on meeting impossible standards. And again, I know this, and this is just through research, and y'all, but impossible, I still like to say unrealistic standards. So self-esteem can be dependent on meeting unrealistic expectations. So I have a high self-esteem if I choose things and I achieve at that. So then everything goes well, then I have a high self-esteem. But if things are the opposite, to where this didn't work out for me, or my choice was maybe not the right choice, then now my self-esteem is in the dump. So it then puts a person just kind of in a limbo all the time of thinking, again, either they are perfect or they're a failure. Last piece of information, y'all. I told y'all this gonna be quick. I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying. Last little tidbits I just want to add is that, perfectionism also can contribute to having problems of procrastination, stress, anxiety, and depression. Procrastination specifically because again, it causes you to, if it's not perfect, then I'm going to drag my feet. I'm not either not going to do it or I'm going to take my time or take too long to make a move on something or make a decision on something. I'm not going to do it. So it's going to prolong because I need to make sure that this is absolutely right. And for all of you all who are believers out there, you know, this is why we have to rely on faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So you ain't even seen the evidence. You don't even know what's going to come, what the outcome is going to be. But if you trying to be in this perfectionism bubble, you're never going to make a move or even try or even. And again, without faith, it's impossible to please God. So it's like sometimes God is not. Well, not most of the time. God is not going to give you every single detail on things. But if you procrastinate, that's going to bring on stress. That's going to bring on anxiety and even depression because you're not making a move unless you think it's absolutely correct or perfect. Another thing is it's actually possible to deal with perfectionism only in like maybe one area or two. It doesn't mean you're trying to be a perfectionist in everything. Somebody might be a perfectionist where their house is immaculate and it's when it comes to cleanliness, you can almost eat off the floor. Still not eating off the floor even if it's really clean. But you get my point. But you may go to their office where they work and it might be little unkempt. So it's not as clean, it's not as cleanly. The cleanliness is not the same as it is when they're at their house, and that's just one example. But just meaning that just because if you deal, because sometimes that might creep up for any of us, wanting the perfect thing, wanting the right thing, wanting the perfect decision, the perfect move of things, because we want to do things right. And I'm a person who, to be honest, I do want to make the right decisions. I do want to use my wisdom, but I also know that it might not be the perfect decision all the time or the perfect thing. But I won't know unless I try. And even knowing in that, it's never going to be perfect. Just like people say all the time, I'm not going to do nothing until the right time. I'm going to make that procrastination. I'm going to wait on the right time. It's not the right time. Is it not the right time, or are you just afraid that you're going to do something too soon or something that's not going to work out? Could it be, how do you know it's not the right time? Anything you're waiting on right now to do, how do you know it's not the proper time to do it? I'm just waiting on the perfect time. When is that going to be? It ain't going to never be the perfect time. Never. Um, Last thing I want to say too is that this can be something that is created this could be environmental or even biological. This might be something that someone picks up through their genetics, you know, in their upbringing. So again, despite it's not no, there's no, I guess there's no delineation with personality trait because perfectionism can be changed. So you don't always say you're dealing with perfectionism. And I remember a time where I literally, when I was younger, I dealt with this quite a bit. I wanted to be perfect. I want to be perfect at everything because I dealt with a lot of rejection in several areas of my life. So I wanted to be perfect. And if I wasn't perfect, I felt like I was no good. I'm not good enough. And if I would do anything, I'll give you an example. If I would sing and something and my voice cracked or something did whatever, throw the whole thing away. It's almost like I never would think about, oh, okay, I had a few spots and I can work on that and improve that, but I did a really good job. Again, back to Michael Jackson, y'all. It's my last Michael Jackson story. But when he did the moonwalk on the 25th anniversary of Motown, for the, you know, he premiered that world premiere for that. That was historical moment for him. He y'all saw when he did Billie Jean. He clowned. I mean, that was just phenomenal. But that was Michael. However, do you know when he left that stage, he was very disappointed. Why? Because when he did his spin after the moonwalk, he didn't stay on his toes long enough. Right? And it's like, man, Mike, perfectionism, that was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. I'm so embarrassed. Versus striving for excellence, I killed that. I did that. Yeah, I clown. I cut up. I just wish I would have stayed on my toes longer. I got to practice a little bit more on that, but I did a really good job. I clown. I did good. I'm proud of myself. See the difference? So, now this is the last thing, and again, I'm done. I really am. But I hope that you all got something from this. I'm pretty sure some of you see yourself in a lot of these things that I mentioned between perfectionism and striving for excellence. I just want you to kind of, it's no literal homework, but I want you to be mindful and think about some areas in your life where you may struggle with perfectionism at time and wanting things to be just absolutely right, perfect all the time, and where you may see yourself with that dichotomy of that either I'm a failure or either I'm perfect. But then also working to adapt to striving for excellence, knowing that give your best effort in everything, give it your all, be your all, put your all into it, and that can be just enough. And always leave room for improvement because we have what? Strengths and weaknesses, because we have a balanced perspective. So I hope that you all have enjoyed tonight. I told you I was going to be short. Y'all thought I was playing. I was for real. I hope you all have enjoyed this. Please, please, please share this out to everyone that you can. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all better continue to share. Thank y'all for sharing, but share some more. But no, I really appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for your time tonight. I hope that you all have an amazing remainder of this Friday. Y'all have a great weekend. Let this nugget, as I always say, let this carry you on until the next inspiration station next Friday. Y'all, I guess this is because it's been a long day, but it's been really quick. It's been really fast. So I think my brain is still trying to catch up with my mouth. So I hope that you all have an amazing evening. And always remember, as I said, and even tie this into what I've taught you tonight on perfectionism versus what is striving for excellence. Uh, you've always been great. You're just getting better. And I need you to believe that you've always been great, no matter what circumstances you've been through, no matter what anybody said about you, no matter how you felt about yourself, and even the things that you said about yourself, you've always been great. You're just getting better. So I hope y'all have a good one, and I will see you next Friday. What time, y'all? 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here. Because on the Inspiration Station, what do? We upsize in 2025 all day, every day. I love y'all, and remember to give as much love as you can. Spread it, y'all, because we need it more than ever. Y'all see what the world looks like right now. So make sure you continue to shine your light before men so that they will see your good works and glorify our Father in heaven. Love y'all much, and I told you I was gonna be short. I keep saying that because I was for real. I was serious. But let me go on the end now because if not, I'll continue to go on. I feel like I need to say something else. I wonder, is that perfectionism? Do I feel like it's something I left unsaid to y'all? Is it something more I'm supposed to say? No, I'm just playing. Love y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Share. Bye.
Thanks for watching the Inspiration Station with Joshua Lenox. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.